return to roots, a tale of acceptance and family in the green hills of a small village. The González family had dedicated generations to the business of dairy production. From their grandparents to their parents, cows and goats had been an inseparable part of their daily life. But for Martín, the youngest son of the family, the smell of the barn and the mooing of the cows were more of a burden than a legacy. From a young age, Martín longed for something different. He dreamed of adventures far from the countryside, away from the family business. His mind teemed with ideas, and his heart yearned to explore the world beyond the fences of the ranch. As soon as he could, he left, leaving behind the smell of hay and the routine of the farm. Martín tried various jobs in the city. From waiter to attempting his luck as a street vendor, he desperately sought something that would make him feel fulfilled. However, the bustle of the city and the bright lights could not fill the void he felt in his heart. Despite his efforts to adapt, there was always something missing. One day, while reflecting on his life in a city park, an image came to his mind, the smiling face of his grandfather while milking a cow at dawn. He remembered the happy days in the countryside, the simplicity of rural life, and the warmth of his family. Suddenly, a feeling of nostalgia and regret washed over him. He decided to return home. At first, his family greeted him with surprise. Martín, back on the farm? It seemed like an absurd idea. But for Martín, it was his opportunity to find peace and purpose in a place that had always been home, even if he had never admitted it. At first, it wasn't easy. Martín felt clumsy and out of place among the cows and goats. He had forgotten how to milk a cow and could barely distinguish between good and bad grass. But slowly, with patience and the guidance of his family, he began to find his place in the business. As months passed, Martín rediscovered joy in the little things, the rising sun over the fields, the fresh aroma of cut grass, the reassuring feeling of working alongside his loved ones. He realized that happiness was not found in some distant place, but in the bonds that tied him to his family and his land. With time, Martín became more skilled in his work and closer to his family. He learned to appreciate the legacy that his ancestors had built with so much effort and sacrifice. He realized that life on the farm was not just a job, but a way of life rooted in tradition and love. Finally, Martín understood the most important lesson of all. Sometimes, the path to happiness is not to seek in new directions, but to return to our roots and embrace who we truly are. By accepting his role in the family business, Martín found the peace and satisfaction he had longed for. And so, amid the mooing of the cows and the bleating of the goats, Martín found his place in the world. In the heart of the farm, he discovered the true essence of family, hard work, and genuine happiness. And although his journey had been long and full of ups and downs, Martín knew he had arrived where he belonged. In the green fields of his home, under the warm sun of the countryside, Martín González had found his happiness.